What's going on, guys? Chris here again. Sorry you kind of missed the unboxing. My camera had some issues. Anyways, what I got in the mail today was finally the Mishimoto coupling. I ordered this off of Amazon. I'll leave the link in the description below. This was about $9, and it's just the rubber coupling itself. It doesn't come with the two fastening clamps on the ends. I do have that from my lower intercooler pipe now, so I do not need that. Just take note in case you guys are looking to buy one of these. Quality looks pretty good. It is Mishimoto, it is name brand, and yeah, so I can officially now start my lower intercooler pipe process, and that should be fun. So stay tuned for that. I'll show you guys how that goes down. Alright, just changed over. First things first, I don't want to get any of my clothes dirty, so I got some work shirts on, some shorts I don't really care about. Got some water because it is over 100 degrees out right now, and time to bear the heat. So let's get this Mishimoto installed. Alright, and to shed some light on what's about to happen, that way no confusion is happening. So yesterday I actually did install the upper intercooler pipe, the front mount, and having everything set up prior to install of the lower intercooler pipe with this coupling. So if you guys do want to know how I actually did that, I have another video in my playlist for the Ralliart. Go ahead, check that out. It's the intercooler first try. So take a look at that if you guys have any questions up until the point of the lower intercooler pipe install. So now that that little hyperlapse time-lapse caught you guys up, here's to the standpoint we are. We have the upper intercooler pipe, front mount, and the stock Ralliart lower intercooler pipe still installed. So next is we're going to remove that and put that bad boy on. So in order to do that, you're going to have to gain access to get into the lower intercooler pipe. First off, we're going to be removing this little plastic piece. I don't know what it's called. I'm not too technical, but I know it's got to go. So there's one pop screw here, and then two on the top. There's one right here, and then one right there. Alright, once you have that cover removed, sits right here. It's best to kind of keep the pop fasteners in place, that way you guys don't lose them. But once that is removed, you guys have access to this lower intercooler pipe bracket. So you're going to have to remove this guy, and that is a 12 millimeter. So what I went ahead and did was I bought a ratcheting wrench, 12 millimeter. You don't really need it for here, but later on during this install it'll be nice to have, because you guys will see space becomes minimal back there. So I bought this at Sears. It was 24 bucks, something like that. So I'm definitely going to be getting my money's worth out of this thing. Once that little bolt's removed, you can notice it's going to be a lot more free play. I'll keep everything over here, that way I don't lose track of all my nuts and bolts. Now you're going to come up to the top of the engine bay. So here's your blow-off valve and all your tubing. So you're going to need to remove one nut, 12 millimeter, and that second one is way down there, which is why I'm going to use the ratcheting wrench to kind of make my life easier. Let's see if I can zoom in for you guys. Yep, there it is. So you have two ways you can get at it. You can come from above, which I'm going to do. I'm going to have to remove the battery, kind of get my arm in there a little easier. Or you can go from underneath. If you go, it's so hot that my phone keeps shutting off saying beware, so I'm going to have to make it quick. But the easiest way to get it is from above, up here. And I'll show you guys where to access that lower nut in a second. But the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to remove the battery and move this tray out of the way. That way there's more playroom to utilize. Alright, once you have the battery removed, you can move this tray. Like I said, get this thing out of the way. It's connected to the little battery terminal, so can't really take it out, but you can move it out of the way. And now you have all this clearance in here to remove that one nut and the one down below. And that's going to be detaching from the blow-up valve. So go ahead and remove that clamp and those two nuts. So once you have that battery tray moved, I went ahead and already removed the bypass valve, little piping to the little lower intercooler pipe. That way I have more room. But you're gonna have to take off this throttle assembly. There is a little coupling clamp right there, and one down here. By removing those two, you have a lot more room, because right now this ratcheting wrench isn't even really helping with that lower nut. It's on there pretty good. So if you guys have gloves, please wear them. That way, when you're trying to break that torque, you guys don't cut up your hands. So I'm currently sweating bullets, but I'll be the guinea pig for you guys. So sorry that this thing's kind of like spontaneous little clips. But down here, hopefully you guys can see. But right here, I'm trying to remove this throttle hose. But use a 10mm to get that guy down, and with this 10mm wrench, and you should have room. Yeah. Alright, I'm not even screwing with you guys. This took like a good 35-45 minutes, maybe an hour, to get the one nut off here and the one that was down below. So the one that was down below, I got with the ratcheting wrench I bought, with moving the throttle hose and disconnecting a whole bunch of other stuff down here just to get wiggle room. So now that that's off, I should be able to pull it out. Alright, lessons learned. So while trying to pull this out, I realized there is a little nut right here connecting the radiator pipe to the lower intercooler pipe. So that little guy right there can be accessed through back here. Alright, I had to step away from the car for a second. I don't work very well with heat and really hot weather. I get flustered pretty easy and get pretty pissed pretty easy. While trying to actually take out the lower intercooler pipe, I realized there's one more little bracket that holds up to the radiator, and it's right here. So I was having trouble with that, and I just need to take a little break. We're all human, and this is my way of doing it, taking care of business. All right. After a lot of hardship, cussing, phone turned off. Alright, I'm gonna try to catch you guys up. A lot has happened since the last time I've talked to you. So I did manage to get out the Ralliart stock lower intercooler pipe. Boom, that's out. No worries with that, boom. But then things got kind of hectic and crazy. So I was able to get the Evo X lower intercooler pipe back in here. And keep in mind, you guys are gonna need the bushings from the 3 mounts. I took mine off the Ralliart. You need those 3 bushings. So I set the Evo X lower cooler pipe in here, mounted everything back up. So 1, 2 down there, and then 3 in the back, which is sitting right back there. It was the last one that I had to pull out. And then this guy right here, I actually just sheared the bolt itself off. It snapped when I was tightening it. So that was kind of a scare. So beware when you guys are tightening that could happen to you as well. And that was a pretty scary process, but I was able to get the broken head out of there. So now I gotta get a new bolt and then continue on with the process. This is the aftermath. Pretty dirty, gonna shower and finish up tomorrow morning. I finished this off the next morning, that way there's light, and kind of just needed a break from everything. So let me start off by saying the things that I learned, that way I can be the guinea pig and you guys don't make the same mistakes. So when we first started the video, I was telling you guys how you have to remove this bolt, and then the second one, which was right down there, that guy. However, you do not have to remove that one. So the only 3 you're gonna have to remove is this one right here, 1, the one that sits right here to lower intercooler pipe, 2, and the one in the back that connects it to the radiator hose. Alright, so do not worry about that one with the ratcheting wrench. Even though the ratcheting wrench does come in handy for that backside radiator hose one, do not try to remove that last one. The only reason I did do it is because I thought it attached to the Ralliart stock intercooler pipe. I thought I saw another bracket down here, but no. And the second thing I want to go over was the actual bypass valve line, or hose, whatever you guys want to call it, from here to the end of the elbow on the lower intercooler pipe for the Evo. So I read on forums that, hey, if you have a 6-inch hose, that could work. So that's what I had. I had the 6-inch hose, which I thought was going to line up from that little elbow up to this. That wasn't the case. This is the stock end to the blow-off valve, alright? So basically what you could do is you can attach it like that, and then have this lined up to the bottom of the elbow and kind of attach it that way. But if you do this, you're still going to need some type of coupling clamp to hold these together, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't really have that at the time. What I did have was the Evo's stock blow-off valve. I'm sorry, I'm not too good with the nomenclature of this thing, but I did have the stock for the Evo, which, if you remember me saying, goes all the way towards the back. So what I ended up doing was cutting it in half. I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about. So this is the stock one for the Evo. Basically, I cut it right here because it goes all the way back, like I said. So I cut it in half, and that works perfectly. So that's my recommendation. There's other ways to do it, but this was probably the easiest way if you have it. So my front mount, when I bought it, it came with all the tubing, couplings, and everything besides that lower coupling. So I cut it right by that elbow, and it fits all the way down to here without a problem. So yes, there is other ways to do it with the 6-inch little tubing. Just look up on the forums. They can help you out, but this is just the way I did it, and it worked perfectly. I've already leak checked everything, had my wife get in the car, do a couple revs. I checked up here, checked where all the clamps are basically, and yeah, there was no leaks. So the way you check for leaks is just pretty much air, if you feel any airflow. But yep, that's what I did for that. And then the last bummer was, if you guys can kind of see already, this Mishimoto coupling that I bought. It's a little short in length, but the width is correct. So it is 2.5 inches. But I would like the length to be about 3. So I think this is 2.5 by 2. So you guys can kind of tell it should reach out to here and here, but that didn't happen. So it is leak checked. It's good for now, but I am going to be looking into getting a bigger one to replace that. And on a side note, I had to loosen these bottom clamps, or these bottom nuts a little bit, to kind of give it more playroom in order for it to line up properly. So you guys might have to do that. But basically, that was the install. It was a pain in the butt to me, but most of it was just because of learning and experiences. Hopefully this video helps you guys, and let's see, I'm just going to show you the stock. This is the stock Ralliart lower intercooler pipe. Alright. So like I said, it has the one side mount, the one up top by the battery, and then this one connects over to the radiator hose. Here's the stock upper intercooler pipe. As I said, the Evo's is just a little bit thicker. And to top all that stuff off yesterday is, when I had my bumper laying out over here, the wind actually knocked it over and ended up scratching my plasti dip on my bezel ring. So while the bumper's already off, I went ahead and removed it, and I will be re-plasti dipping this. So this will be the first time I'm doing it without it installed on the car, so I should be able to get a better job on it done. Once all that's done, I'm gonna go ahead and throw everything back up on the car and take it for a spin and kind of get her washed, because pretty dirty right now. If you guys have any questions on how I did anything on this project, please leave a comment down below. Save yourself some time, some headache, and hopefully I can get those questions answered. And another thing is, since this upper undercooler pipe is a little bit thicker than the Ralliart, I was having issues with this line right here. So what I did is, if you guys can kind of tell, is I actually sit this on top. And there's really no kinks because if I had it sit regular, show you guys, ends up kind of kinking like that. So what I did was I tucked it underneath, let it sit on top, and I still have clearance. So I shut the hood, and I was able to peek underneath, and the hose fits up in here properly. The hose sits up there properly, and the kink isn't there. So that's one option you guys can do, or if you can figure out ways to reclock the hose, then you can do that as well. Oh, and to also fill you guys in, so that broken bolt shear, that broken bolt I have, that sheared off, basically the one that's not installed right now is the one to the radiator hose back there. So you go ahead and wiggle the lower intercooler pipe and everything. It's not going anywhere. So I do have the side one installed, and I do have that top one installed. So as you guys can see, I'm shaking it pretty good. It's not gonna go anywhere. So a temporary thing until I get this new bolt. Once I get that, I'll install that, and with that new coupling. Anybody's interested on how to remove this bezel ring, it's actually really easy. It's the first time I've done it. And it also makes plasti dipping a lot easier. All you do is you come to the back of your bumper, and there are 16 little fasteners, Phillip head little fastener screws that you remove. Once you remove that, there's like 2 clips, 1 and 2 that you just pop out, and it's as easy as that. So finish with this. I'm gonna go ahead and install that. Alright, Mitsubishi, I'm calling you out. There is no reason to have 16 fasteners to hold on a little plastic ring. You can easily get that done with maybe 8 tops. Save some money on your guys' stuff. Do not put 16 little fasteners on a little grill. It's not needed. Pop for the win. So job well done. We were able to install that intercooler. Everything works out fine. Test drive went well, and just time to give her a wash. And I just want to take a minute to give a quick shout out to Car Talks with Cole. He is also a fellow YouTuber. He has a Ralliart as well. Good content out there, and he actually just gave me a link to getting a coupler for the lower intercooler pipe. So as I said, mine right now is currently short. He was able to find one on Amazon from HPS. It is 4 inches in length and 2.5 by diameter. So I'm going to be going ahead and checking out that link. If it works well, I'm going to put it down in the description below. So thanks to him, thanks Cole. I appreciate the help. And you can also contribute to helping everybody else that stumbles upon this video. Other than that, I'm going to go ahead and give my baby a wash and call it a day, spend time with family, because that has taken up way too much of my time on my weekend. So till next time, I'll catch you guys later. Hopefully this video helps somebody out there.